All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Frank Klesitz with Viral Marketing. I want to thank you for coming here. I'm with Joe Lucas today, who's a coach and trainer for financial services professionals over the country. And you're in for a treat. I'm going to show you some examples today. We're going to talk today about how to position you as the trusted expert and advisor by creating something a little more personal that's compliant, a little more personal that's compliant. It's just not the canned, watered down content that most people give you that you slap your photo on. So if you're looking for something more, looking for people to spend time with you online, actually get to know you, take your call to actions for a meeting, a financial review, tax review, depending upon the type of financial, services you offer. Maybe start taking your book and you want to start doing a better job of staying in touch with your clients, staying in touch with your prospects, finding out who's engaging with your content online so you prioritize your follow-up. If you just want some marketing that works, how does that sound? That really builds your own personal brand by staying top of mind and providing value, as opposed to like a lot of the cold, unbranded lead generation out there, which is not what this webinar is all about. Stay tuned. That's what we're going to talk about. So, Joe, why don't you say hi, my friend? If anyone doesn't know who you are, this is up pretty much to your list. Thanks for having me on today. I'm here at my home. As you can see, I have my assistant's desk back here.
Yeah, I see that. I see. Hey, look, it's an interesting background, but hey, welcome. Hey, happy New Year, happy 2019. And look, I'm excited about this because what I'm finding in the advisor space, and I've been doing this now for almost 26 years, is that we have to understand that as an advisor, you have to build your own personal brand. This is a personal brand business. And I don't care if you're with a large firm or you're independent RA or anywhere in between. At the end of the day, people do business because of who you are as a person, your perception, your persona, right? And that's why I think this is so important that advisors start understanding that they've got to create their own content. They've got to get into the guru space a little bit. They've got to showcase their expertise. And the bottom line is this. You've got to be the one to educate your tribe, your market, not Fox News, not CNBC, not CNN, not Susie Orman. We want to go ahead and be the leader, and people gravitate to leaders, and they want to hire leaders, the front of the room guys and gals, right? And by doing video casting, it allows us to have that, in essence, that front of the room perception in a very simple way.
Yeah. So one of the things that we've been working together with Joe is some of your more successful financial advisors will teach whole dinners with presentations, or they'll teach a workshop, and they've prepared some type of educational element. So this is someone who has kind of grown as a communicator beyond just one-to-one phone calls or one-to-one meetings, and is comfortable communicating in a one-to-many meeting environment. And there's usually some type of presentation on some topic, maybe just what you do to retirement, maybe what's going on in the markets, again, depending upon your specialty. Right. And I would assume that talk, the material in that talk has been approved by compliance. Is that correct?
I mean, in most cases, yes, unless someone wants to lose their license, yeah. Normally it's through compliance, yes.
Yeah. So when it comes to the content, I want to just jump in right now. We're going to talk today about maybe how to reconnect with your existing database.
Okay.
We're going to talk about how to grow your database of people that actually want and can afford financial advising services. Well, afford, but depending on how you bill, have money to invest, right?
Yes. Yes.
We're going to talk about, what's some of the good content to send out consistently to stay top of mind. I'm going to show you some examples of financial advisor video blogs. How advanced is that?
That's really
video
cool.
Blogs.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, we're talking now in our space. Now, I know they've been around in other places for a long time, but this is now the cutting edge stuff. And this is
podcasts, social
video,
media. This is compliant.
Yes, and I want to double down on this really quick because I think it's important. The idea of, I think every advisor, or at least a lot of them, have this angst every day. How am I going to get new clients, right? And we always want to go ahead and do our referral things, and we can talk about that down the road, how this supports that. But at the end of the day, what you want to do, and this is one of the, talk about valuations, right? We talk about assets under management, revenue, but the third way you value a business in our space today is how big is your reach? How big is your tribe, right? So this process allows you to go ahead and build your tribe. And for those of you, because I see who's on the list here, some of you were with me in business planning not too long ago for Lauderdale, and if you're in the room, you heard me say, you need to get a tribe of 1,000 potential clients who will consume your content on a regular basis. So to get 1,000 to consume, you may need a list of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, but you need to be the one to go build that.
Yep. So to address the compliance issue really with, I'm going to show you guys an example of what we're talking about, just because that's always the big, how do I do this compliant?
Yes, it is the big.
Let's just address it right now. So the key is, if you're doing workshops, you're probably familiar with the type of content or a presentation dinner that is compliant, that you're safe with. Well, one of the easiest ways is just to record it. Record your presentation. And then here at Viral, or really anyone can cut that up into little segments, and that becomes your blog content. Easy peasy, right? Mm-hmm. The next thing is you can get on a webcam like this. This is a $60 webcam. It was lit better, I look better, but it looks great. And this is the Logitech C920. You don't need to have all these fancy headsets and the big microphone here. You can have a little lav mic on you that makes it look just fine, and maybe not necessarily in your spare bedroom at your house for convenience purposes with your assistant's desk back here, my 4-year-old Michael, all right? But you can look really good on a $60 webcam, and someone can just interview you through Zoom or, you know, in some way to answer a commonly asked question that is not specific to any advisory where it falls into compliance, but basically answering the question with the same answer you give in your workshop or in your presentation. So it all stays kind of on message in the compliance realm. Mm-hmm. So an example of that, let me just kind of share my screen really quick with the audience. All right. And let's take a look here. As you can see here, we scroll on down and we have these nice educational videos. Call to action for his book that he uses to prospect to get more clients, probably sends out maybe 50 books a week to a targeted list. And people go online and Google him, like, who's this guy? Who's this financial advisor? And it's just nice to come on here and play some of these videos. Let me see if I can turn on the sound here. Watch your speakers, everyone. I'm going to try to get some sound to you, okay? Hang on. There we go. How's that? You see the screen? Let's press play.
Hello again, and thank you for joining me. My name is Ash Tumayans, and today we're going to talk about a very, very, very boring topic, and a topic that really rubs people the wrong way, and some people get really excited about it, and that is budgeting.
Intro. And again, don't remember, the video quality and the sound is just fuzzy. It's a very easy fix.
Some marketing places like to call it a spending plan because they feel like that's going to be a little bit more palatable.
So here's the deal. I can show you lots of examples of this, but a simple website where you can put up some content and people can join your list right here and subscribe, and people see who you are. This is what we're talking about today, of doing something like this and getting these videos on Facebook, boosting them out to your database, retargeting your website visitors, turning it into a podcast, sending maybe 2 educational video emails out to your list. A monthly postcard. You actually put the video on a postcard, what we do here for your Viral, and mail your list with your latest video. How cool is that? So we're going to get into all of that. I want to show you an example. All right. So let's get into it. How do you reconnect with your list? How do you grow your list? Let's talk more about shooting the videos, reconnecting. How do you actually pull this stuff off? Let me start with you, Joe. What do you recommend to your clients now to execute on these types of things to position themselves as experts? What would be familiar with the audience right now that have been with you of what you recommend of what some people are doing?
I mean, I think the key thing right now is, to me, authentic content is king, right? So, and the biggest challenge most advisors have is, well, how do I pull it off, right? I don't want to be in the production business, right? I don't want to be in that business, right? But I want to have a voice, right? And I think that's the biggest challenge. And that's why it's so important, that an advisor has got to sit there and recognize, number one, hey, you're a business owner. Number 2, it's not up to your broker dealer or your custodian or anybody else to help build your brand. You're ultimately responsible for it. And 3, you want to have that authentic voice out there. So to me, it's about a plan. And again, for a lot of you that I see are here, you've all done the business plan, and you know about the marketing and branding piece, right? The brand in the market. So how do we get our voice? How do we build our tribe? And I think what it really boils down to, it's really, again, about strategic time versus tactical time. Now, this is now my terms, okay? So tactical time, working in the business, seeing clients, doing reviews, paperwork, prep, all that stuff. Strategic time is working on the business, building the business, right? So this is where you get your content. And for a lot of you already have, somebody says, well, Joe, what am I going to talk about? Look, all of you through your various relationships either have like FMG Suite, Peter Montoya, all this pre-approved stuff. There's plenty of proof, and all you need to do, and I have clients to do this, with Frank, who actually will take something that's compliance approved, basically parrot it, send it to compliance along with the script, right, which is the article basically here.
Yep.
And all you need to do is be organized to be a couple weeks in advance so that the timelines work. And then you just put it into your normal monthly game plan. Hey, I'm going to shoot 2 videos a month. I'm going to pick these days to do them, right? What are my strategic days? I'm going to shoot them. Here's the topics, send up compliance. A week, 2, 3 weeks later, depending on your firm, get them back. Now we go ahead and we distribute them out through our various channels, right?
Yeah.
So it's really just about building that, right? And I think the key thing, Frank, and this is something that, I've been around this game a long time, is the concept of beating on somebody's front door, cold calling, all that. We've got to be in the expert attraction marketing business. That is the name of the game. We've got to show our expertise to our tribe, cast a wide net, and then at the end of the day, it's all about timing, right? So I can make, you can make thousands of dials a day or in a week, which nobody does anyway, quite frankly. Or you can say, hey, I've got 4,000 people, or I've got a list of 300, but I built a demographic of 10,000 on Facebook, and I'm going to boost this post out to that 10,000 for like $100, right? Or whatever that number is, right? Very, you can't do postcards for that. And start building your tribe. Right now, there's probably 1/100th of 1% of advisors, if that, who are even playing in the space. So this is new. This is where, and I know this, 5-10 years from now, doing original content is going to be commonplace with advisors. And I think this to me is like, and some of you, I know some of you have been around long enough to know this. This is like where seminars were in 1990 to 1995. Early adapters had it very easy, virgin territory. We are in that same spot right now. You want to take advantage of it. That's what I would say.
I got a question really quick I want to answer from cameras.
Sure, go. Yep.
The webcam I'm using right now, which is fantastic.
Yep.
My lighting just off in here, which we fix. This is the Logitech C920. So Logitech C920. You'll see like 5,000 reviews for it on Amazon. Then for the audio, what we do, since if you try to record your audio into your computer while you're recording nice HD video, sometimes it doesn't align right because your webcam is skipping frames because your computer may not be that strong. You start like looking like a kung fu movie where the audio doesn't match your video. Not good. So we actually ship you an audio recorder, old school audio recorder, and this lav mic plugs into the audio recorder. So you lav yourself up and you turn the audio recorder on. You could also use your phone. That works too. All right.
Yep.
And then you record here. So you send to us or a video editor the audio MP3 or WAV file and the video file, stuff when we're done. And then we match the two in editing. We drop the audio off the webcam, use the audio from the recorder, and you sound great. That's how they actually make movies. There's one more thing I don't have on here is you want a chat light. So a little chat light is a little selfie light. It's actually what you want to Google, all right? Your selfies. But you take that little selfie light and you put it right up here on the webcam and it illuminates you. It looks great.
Yep.
That whole kit under $100.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what I'm looking at for the simplicity of recording the video. When you start getting into more stuff, it starts really complicating the process, and it's unnecessary.
Yeah, so I mean, like in my office, I'm on an iMac, so it's an iSight, just built-in web camera. And I've got a Jabra headset right into the thing, and it works fine. Yep. But what I recommend a lot of my clients do, and this is, I think, for everybody, if you're really thinking about doing video and you need to, so here's why I train my clients to do it. Start getting used to talking to this and record. Not that you're going to use it anywhere yet, but you don't want your first video to be your first video because they're going to look like it's going to look like a hostage video, right?
Well, yes, I got something better too. It's even better.
Go ahead.
If somebody interviews you.
Okay, sure.
So if someone gets on Zoom with you like this and they actually interview you, they can edit themselves out. Like I would ask you questions, I would edit myself out, and now you have a very nice video. It gets you much very comfortable talking in front of a camera. And that's actually what we do at Viral. Right. Is go check us out. We actually schedule a time once a month to interview you on that video equipment to create your 2 videos, and then we handle all the optimization and promotion all done for you. That's our business. It's all on the website.
That's cool. And look, the more I will say this from personal experience. I've done over 1,500 videos, and if not that I want everybody to go do this, but I'll own up to it. My very first video is up on YouTube. If you want to spend the time to go find it, it is the proverbial hostage video with the countdown timer, because I never took it off. And everything there in the lower corner, it really is bad. It was
video. That's funny,
dude. It's a hostage video, and it wasn't even shot on like 300 DPI. It looks like we shot on like 150. So it's even got a little blurriness to it. It's really interesting stuff. I go, man, I can't believe I did that. But now today, you know, I'm very as hopefully it shows. This is like no big deal. I'm so used to I'm used to talking to myself and doing what I need to do here. So the point I'm making for everybody real quick, then Frank, we'll get back to you, is just the biggest fear advisors have is they don't like what they see. And let me tell you right now, you're not going to like yourself on video. Nobody does, as nobody likes to hear their voice. It's just a very odd experience. This is not about you. This is about you getting out there in your marketplace and helping others, right? So let's keep that in mind, okay?
So there's 4 things I want to cover today. This is where everyone can take out their notes. So we pre-framed this for the first 15 minutes of the webinar today. I want to talk about how to reconnect with your existing list if you haven't been staying in touch like you should be. I want to talk about how to grow your list of the right prospects and how to start like getting them to permission-based opt-in and say, yeah, I like to get your updates, right? I like to get your emails. That's, by the way, like one of the most valuable things you can own in marketing is a permission-based list of prospects or people with money or buyers or people that refer you to them. Third thing, we'll talk a little more about making the videos and the content. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about you can actually track the names of the people who watch the videos through by their clicking the links in the email. So if you send an email out, you can see, hey, there's like 60 people, you know, that watched my latest video on, let's say, I don't know, 3 things you must know before you open an IRA, whatever. All right. But wouldn't it be nice to know like who actually watched those videos? We can track that. You get that report. And then you can use that information to strategically make some follow-up calls. Like kind of like I see you subscribe, invite them to an event, ask them if they have any other questions you can answer for them that you want to put on the blog, whatever. Or your assistant can reach out on your behalf, and we'll go over that script. Sound good? This is all designed to get you more business without having to maybe just pound cold calls, which isn't the best, or buy a lot of cold leads online, which aren't the best, you know? So reconnect with their existing list. Now, Joe, what are financial advisors doing to stay in touch with your existing database now? Are they doing a good job, not a good job? What's the state of it?
I think it's a real mismatch. So, I mean, here's the funny part about this. I mean, there are people that will actually sit there and say, you know, I don't know this person, and they'll actually take them off the list. They'll say, you know what, this person will never do business with me, and so they'll actually, you know, I'm going to call Joe. I'm going to call my newsletter list. Should I do that? No, right? Because you don't know. So I think advisors, some people do a good job, but I think it's like it's like anything else, probably like 5%. Do I think everybody can do a better job? Yes. And here's the point I'm going to drive. Some people, you know, I think there's still this belief set that says, well, I want to send something out like once every 6 weeks, once every 8 weeks, because I don't want to overwhelm my marketplace with information. And like, you're going to get lost. It's not consistent enough, right? So we've got to be consistent with the message, right?
Yeah.
And everybody knows this who's here. It's all about timing. So think of it this way: you touch your list 12 times a year, 24 times a year, 36 times a year. Which way?
36.
What's going to yield you a better result, right? Because if the person opts out, they were never going to hire you anyway. So it's a self-cleaning process. You don't need to do it for yourself.
You know, don't look at the unsubscribes. You're trying to reach the people who do care.
That's right.
Don't let that negativity. Don't even look at it.
Don't let the loud 5% persuade you from the 95% who want you there.
Correct.
Right.
So, yeah. Yes. So we got to reconnect with the list. So let's say you maybe haven't been communicating with your current clients.
Yes.
Well, actually, hang on. I want to step back from that. What we're trying to share here on this webinar is I'm going to recommend what's called a 36 touch. So take a breath. Okay.
I'm cool with that.
10 years. I know it works for marketing. I've seen people's businesses grow. The optimal mix that you can actually sustain long-term, that's a key phrase, is 2 educational videos a month 1st and 15th, up on your blog, up on iTunes, emailed out, up on social media, boosted to your database, and 1 monthly postcard, a simple postcard that says, here's my offer on the back, how I can solve a problem, and here's one of my latest videos, one of the two. Go back to my blog to watch. Mm-hmm. It's the lowest cost, highest impact, optimal recipe. So let's say you want to do that. Let's say you decide, I'm going to start making videos. I'm going to start educating people about finance within compliance, general interest stuff, answering questions, publishing recordings of my talks, publishing recordings, excerpts of your presentations at dinner. I would first say, if he wants to follow along, I'm just on our website, getviral.com. You need like a business video blog, let's say, to complement your website so you can have your call to actions on there and build your list. I showed you an example of that earlier, something like this. And again, this can be totally personalized to you of exactly what you want. All right. So once that's done, hang on. We need to go through your database. What are some databases people use where they host all their contacts in the space, Joe?
Well, I mean, you'll see Salesforce, you'll see Redtail, you'll see some proprietary stuff here and there, those Wealthbox. There's probably 4 or 5 industry-specific ones. And then if you're aligned with a larger firm, they're going to have their own proprietary, whether it's Smart Station or
There's probably a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but it all depends if they're aligned with a firm or if they're independent. If they're independent, you're going to see Wealthbox, Redtail, and Salesforce is the big 3. Typically, it's probably 80 to 85% of the market.
Yeah.
Then you get into the proprietary stuff. That gets a little bit more individualized.
Got it.
Yeah.
So whatever those are, you may have 1 CRM, you may have 3, who knows, right? You need to export the contacts out of there. It'll be kind of a mess. That's fine. And what I recommend is clean them up. You can run all those emails through a service like NeverBounce that will remove all the emails that will bounce or unclean or spam traps. So you're left with a good clean list. We do this for you here at Viral. All right. And now you just basically have all your contacts, and you have to get over any limiting beliefs that nobody wants to hear from you or whatnot. But you got this big list. Let's say it's 100 people, 1,000 people, 5,000 people, whatever, all scrubbed and cleaned. They haven't really heard from you. There's some loose connection there in some way. Their clients or centers of influence or family or prospects or referrals, just, people, right? Now you just don't want to start hitting them with some random video because they never really asked for it, right? So we recommend a simple text-based reconnect email. Let me kind of give you what I'm thinking. Then maybe you could wash it through maybe some better language for the financial advising space. Joe, sound good? Mm-hmm. All right, here it is. Subject line, just, a quick reconnect. Dear friends, clients, and colleagues, I'm writing you today because I wanted to let you know that I plan on doing a better job of keeping you updated and informed about how to make good money management decisions. As you know, or maybe don't know, I'm a financial advisor. I've been helping advise people to get on the path to wealth and feel secure and achieve their dreams for quite some time with various investment products or insurance or whatever it may be. But that's not the reason I'm writing you. I'm actually writing you today specifically because I'm starting a newsletter. In fact, it's a video blog. I'm going to be answering commonly asked questions that don't have anything to do with specific financial advice, but more general great principles that are necessary to live a life that's financially free or at least secure. All right. And if you have any questions for me, reply to this email, let me know. But I invite you to subscribe. I like to send you these 2 helpful videos a month. You'll get an email from me on the 1st and the 15th. If I have your mailing address, I'll also let you know when a new video is up on a postcard. All right. But if you don't want to hear from me, no hard feelings. I have no intent to spam you. You can click here and unsubscribe. You'll be off my list. You'll never hear from me again. Otherwise, next week I'm publishing a video on, are these zero cost funds? I was reading this. I don't know. We can talk about this. Are these zero cost funds that Fidelity or whatever putting out? What's the deal with those? Loss leaders, right? You can talk about that. I don't know. But anyways, if you are interested in meeting about money and that's something you want to take care of in 2019, or you want to reassess your current financial situation with one of my clients, just reply back to this email. We can schedule an appointment. It's no obligation. I'm here for you. Your friend and financial advisor, Joe Lucas.
So basically it's an opt-out, not an opt-in. So they're in.
It's an opt-out.
Right. Okay. It's an opt-out. So it's good.
It's an opt-out.
I think, I would want to massage it a little bit with some of the languaging, but I think the premise is accurate, which is, hey, I want to do a better job. I want to start educating you.
Yes.
Information. write me if you want me to address something. So in other words, it's a little bit of an ownership scenario here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get 2 in 1 every month. So 2 videos and a postcard. I like the postcard idea. It's really cool.
I'll show you an example really quick. Hang on. Let me pull
that's interesting.
What?
That's
like what? A video postcard, Frank? Hang on.
it's a little old school on that, but that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Here's kind of what the emails look like. So here's what an email looks like. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And then here's what that's what the postcard looks like. This is for a real estate agent.
Right, but you would
But
tweak
this would be very easily tweaked for the financial advisor, where the big pain point would be, do you need to save for retirement? Do you need money help?
Right.
Well, I'll help and guide you,
Right.
Yada, 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 contact me.
Yeah. And look, and I want to draw a little line here between, the real estate space and our space. So interesting, realtors probably a decade and a half ago, maybe 2 decades ago, they picked up on this whole personal brand thing. They were probably one of the first professionals to put their face on their business card and start to really kind of make it about their personal brand. And my belief is advisors need to kind of look at that and say, hey, it works there pretty well. We need to grab elements of that and bring it in here and get our photos out there, get our brand out there, right? I mean, there's so many advisors who don't even have a LinkedIn photo on their LinkedIn profile, and they wonder why their LinkedIn thing doesn't work for them, right? Because at the end of the day, you're the brand, and this is what I try to drive home to all my clients. You are the brand. You are the initial product. You are the initial service. So if a client or a prospect doesn't like what they see here, it doesn't matter what's behind you. It's irrelevant. They can't get over it. So this is where we've got to have the right presence, and video gives us that presence to do.
It does. So you reconnect with your list. People reply back, oh, that's cool. Maybe people reply back with some questions. Some people opt out. So what? There's your list. There's your audience. You got something to start, and you have this nice little introductory email. You're like, all right, I reconnected. I got that list started there, but now we got to grow it. We got to always be adding people to our database. So how do financial advisors build their database now, Joe? How do they how do they start conversations with their target market?
That is a great conversation. So here's what I know to work for sure. Number one is you want to go ahead and you want to make sure that number one, that you're connected to all your clients, Facebook, LinkedIn. That's number one, right? Because when you're connected with them, you now have access to their email addresses, and you have that. Number two, you want to make sure, and I've got clients do this every day, you want to be going ahead and looking through LinkedIn, looking through Facebook, connecting with people. When they say yes, you get access to their email list. You send that email out, that Frank just a version of it. Hey, thanks for connecting with me on LinkedIn. And 80% of the same premise, right? I published this is what I want to do, and I circle back. But I think the real killer piece is really Facebook. It is really going ahead and building that local demographic that you want, so that when you're doing content, you're boosting it, people are liking it, people are connecting with you, you're circling back around and connecting with them, you're grabbing their email address, and you're building it out that way. That's going to be the best way to. Now, could you go ahead and buy an accredited investor list and stuff like that? The problem is that for a lot of people that are going to be watching, listening to this, that's going to be a tough sell from a compliance standpoint, right? So we need to kind of manufacture this through some of you guys, and I say this respectfully, you guys have a drawer full of business cards that you met at networking events and charitable foundations.
Great. Let's talk about that.
And you did nothing with it. They're just sitting there, right?
We're going to talk about that right there. So here's what Joe's trying to say. You got to pick the strategy that is the form of rejection you want to handle, because that's the business that we're in, right? We're in direct sales. Pick one. The point is you're going to be having conversations with people, right? You're going to talk to X number of people a week. Is that something that's tracked in financial advising, Joe?
I think if you're talking about like prospecting, I think that's
proactively trying to have conversations with people. Like, how many people did you speak to today? I know.
Oh yeah, we do touch bases all the time. I mean, if you're talking about client prospects blend like that,
whatever. How many people did you talk to today about?
10 to 15. That's what we look for.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Okay.
So 10 to 15 people a day, whatever way you want to do it.
Yep.
Right, but you got to do it some way. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the secret. You just can't come back and blow and waste all that time by putting all those contacts in the drawer. or putting them into maybe even your CRM and not doing anything with them. Here's what we recommend. Let me show you this. You want to create a simple little internal opt-in form, a little subscriber form that you bookmark. I know you probably can't see this. Let me zoom in. Here we go. Let's see if that's better. So add a subscriber. Hey, here's my name. You drop your name down, or if you have anyone working for you, they drop their name down if they went to an event. You put in the person's email. You're writing how you met this person, some other details, click submit. Boom, they immediately get, hey, it was great to visit with you. You're now subscribed to my e-newsletter. They get the welcome email. Boom, now they're in your list. And now they're going to get the 2 videos a month, and they're going to get the monthly postcard forever and ever and ever. It's an automated follow-up system. So if there was like a metric I could track with any financial advisor, I'd be, hey, man, how many people do you speak to this week? Clients, new clients, prospects, whatever. Great. You should let them know that you can probably educate them and help them and get their contact information. Great. Did you put them into the database? Great. It's all set now. You just record your videos and it's all handled. So get those business cards out of the drawer and into the list, right, Joe?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, again, proactivity, right, versus hoping something happens. Make it happen.
Yeah, a system. You know? So that's how someone would grow their database. If I wanted to make a good living selling financial services as an advisor, how many people would you recommend a week I speak with? What's kind of the?
Well, I mean, it's an interesting metric, right? So make a good living is first of all, that's again, we're talking about making a couple $100,000 a year, a couple $1 million a year, right? So that's gonna be relative. But I will say this. I'll put it in a phraseology. I think that'll make sense. I think what really matters is, how many people are we going to interact with in a given day, week, month, right? So how big is so we've got our one-on-one contact, which is great. But then again, we've got our tribe, right? And we talk about building a list and things like that. Well, how do I add value to this list so that when somebody wakes up in that morning and says, I'm not happy with my current relationship with my current advisor, or my advisor's retiring and I don't like the person that's taking it over, or whatever the circumstance is, right? You want them to go, oh, I've been getting these videos from Frank for 6 months. I'm gonna give him a call, or I'm gonna email him and see and talk to him about maybe coming in and having a meeting with him, right? So it's really more about, our model has gone from really kind of transactional based to really relational based, consultative approach, and so in essence, what we're selling initially, 90% of the time, is going to be an introductory phone call, which will then lead to an in-office or an evaluation meeting, which will then lead to some sort of financial planning, analysis, some project will lead to a long-term client. So our initial is always going to be that intro call, that 20 to 30 minute get to know you fit call. And then we'll do a little bit more of an analysis for them, a review, if you will, second opinion review. Then that will get us into something else that's going to be a little bit more substantive, and then that gets us into a long-term client. So I mean, there's still guys out there selling products, so I'm not saying that's like dead, but if I'm looking at, the people that are here are forward-thinking. You're only going to be attracted to doing this is if you've got the mindset of, I want to be relevant 5-10 years from now, right? So if we're going to take that approach, then our model is going to be, we're going to add value, raise awareness, make an offer for an introductory phone call, bring them in for that phone call, make sure they're qualified, we like them, makes sense. Then we'll do our review meeting, our second opinion review meeting, I should say, and then we're off to do something else. So that's going to be the quote unquote sales model for the 21st century going forward in our industry. It's always going to be that introductory phone call, then the meeting, then the project, then the long-term client.
Wouldn't it be great if people spent a lot of time online watching your videos before the introductory call?
Well, it's always going to go better. It always is going to go better when they do that. I mean, the one thing I would say, and like I said, I've got clients that do that obviously, are clients of yours too. They're co-clients, I guess.
Yep.
And when they get a new client and they say, I feel like I've known you. I've been getting your videos now for a year, 6 months. And the reason why I say it that way is the other thing of this is a long-term play. This is not a 30-day campaign to go do some videos and hope it works. So the other part of the psychology here is this becomes part of the game plan, right, that we do going forward. And so, yeah, they do feel like they know you. because they've been watching, again, not that my story matters here in this regard, but we had two people in business planning, our live event, and they both said, I've been watching your videos. I watched 200 Joe Lucas videos, and I feel like I know Joe Lucas, so I want to hire you as my coach because I know I feel like I know how you operate, your style, your presence, right? So I think there's a lot to do with that, and I think inviting people in those videos, whether it's in writing or at the end of the video, to call to action, right? Hey, let's spend 20 minutes together. Click the link below or email, whatever our methodology is, right, to go get that set up. We're selling intro calls. That is our product, intro calls. Because if that doesn't happen, nothing else does, right? That's the product, the intro call.
Cool. So at this point, you've reconnected with your list and you let everyone know what you plan on sending them. Very humble, opportunity to opt out, right? Good, merge the lists, deduplicated them, scrubbed them, reconnected, step one. Step two, you've made a commitment that you're going to go put forth a lot of work or a lot of money, resources, energy, time, capital, go create some conversations with your target market. Yeah. And you're really missing out unless you have a touch plan in place to stay in touch with those people over time to position you as the expert. So when you call, they treat you with respect and want to hear more from you. Or maybe they call you, right, for an intro call. So we have this plan to add to our database by asking permission to stay in touch, putting them into the internal form so they're in your list. We've reconnected with your existing one. So now you have this asset. You have this audience and this system to build it. And now step three, which we're going to talk about today, is what in the world do you send them, right? Now the system, 2 educational videos a month out through online, email, social media.
How long are the videos typically? Tell people how long the videos are. Okay, yeah. So I want to make that clear. We're not talking 30 minutes.
No.
Long form, okay?
No, 2 to 3 minutes. That's just fine. Answering a commonly asked question. Help. Okay. And honestly, here's the deal. It's not the content. It's just being relaxed and being yourself.
It's the process.
Looking kind of right at that camera and be able to connect with the person on the screen.
Right.
So when they call you, they know who you are. And just that alone positions you from someone else where, someone might be looking at all these financial advisors and they all look like commodities to them. This doesn't make, money flows to differences, not similarities. This makes you different.
I like that. Money flows to differences. I like that. That's, it's very rare that I hear something new. And you got me today. There's my one thing. So I also want to pivot real quick because this is important. So the other thing about doing content like this, and because it's dynamic content, it's easily shareable. When you put these videos in the hands of your client, it's so easy for them to forward it to their friends or colleagues. It actually drives and augments your referral process. Everybody knows how I feel about this. It really drives your referral process, and it's a tool that you put in your client's hands that will help you get more business.
It makes it easier for people to refer, where they just forward the message to say something.
Correct. Versus if I have a newsletter like this, I gotta walk it over to my neighbor if I'm gonna go do that, or it's just not gonna happen. People don't have time for that.
It's much easier to refer when you're putting that nice branded, helpful, educational, non-salesy email in their inbox of something interesting that's kind of catches their eye. So. The whole idea here is I want to sell your audience and their audience here, who's here to see this in financial advising, that maybe they should put like a 36 touch program in place and kind of get comfortable with it. You know what? 2 videos a month with putting one of them on a postcard, 2 emails, posted on social media, a postcard out to communicate consistent with my list with something helpful. Not, sell 36 times, like 36 of teaching, essentially. So the way you execute that is you say, all right, I'm going to do this. Well, you get a webcam, you get the equipment that we talked about earlier. And I recommend somebody interviews you like this. Now, we've been doing this for about 40 minutes so far. Joe, if I told you to create a 40-minute video, I think you'd be like, what? That seems difficult. I'm sure actually
I can do that.
Let me rephrase. Brand new financial advisor, never made a video before.
Okay.
I tell them to make a 40-minute video. They're going to look like a hostage.
Long form hostage video. Yeah.
Long form hostage video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if I get them comfortable and just have a conversation like this, just talk, edit myself out, much easier, huh?
Yeah, much easier.
Right?
Well, because now it's conversational, right? And assume the questions are everything's pre-approved, so everything's good to go on that. It's a lot easier. It's always easier to be interviewee than it is to sit there and just talk, unless you really have done it for a long time. Like I've done it for a long time, so I have no problem. I can create content all the time. It's not a problem for me. But I'm not a natural content creator. This is a learned skill. Like I said,
it's a learned skill for everyone. It's,
yes.
You go into as a financial advisor, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to call on people. So now you're like freaking out. You're doing a face-to-face meeting, belly to belly. And then it's like, okay, now I got to use the phone, and that freaks me out. And then maybe you have to do a small dinner event, and that freaks you out. It's like this level of communication skill,
right,
all the way up until you get good communicating through media.
Let me address them here. You brought something. I want to make sure we hit this. So the whole seminar game, which I'm a big proponent of seminars, workshops. If I've got a client that is not afraid of public speaking, right, I like to get them in front of rooms. But here's the fatal flaw with workshops. Only about 35% of the marketplace. So if I've got 100 families in my core demographic, only 35 of those families are even open to the concept of going to a public venue, food, no food, doesn't matter, sitting in a room full of strangers, and then having another stranger talk to them about something, right? Mm-hmm. So even if you're in, and that's why I think that's why this works really well for those guys and gals in the seminar biz, because you've got the 35% you're going to capture this way and augment with this, right? But you got a vast majority of the marketplace. You'll never get them to an event, no matter what. Never, ever, ever get them, right?
Yeah.
So this is why this is so important. It's really virgin territory, because nobody's really marketing effectively to that 65%. Right. And it was funny because Frank and I were talking before we were getting ready for, figuring out how we're going to do this thing today. And, we brought Ken Fisher, right? Everybody knows who Ken Fisher is on this webinar. And, and look, I've run across Fisher stuff, and, he does what he does, right? Is he a world-class money manager? No. What he is a world-class marketer. And that's what you've got to remember. You could be the best advisor in the world, but nobody knows about you. It's meaningless. Right? You can be the best at something, but if you can't get the word out, it's meaningless. You'll never fulfill your true potential. And this is why building this tribe and doing what Frank's talking about is so important. The rules of the game have changed, and we've got to adapt and evolve with it. You were going to say something. I'm sorry. I took a little more time.
No, but it's true. Like there's let me share with you something. If I can find it. I'm going to give people a really nice little mnemonic here. Let me see if I can find the graphic. Hang on, everybody.
All right.
I'm going to find it for you.
Oh, we're recording this, right? So if somebody misses something, right, they'll be able to get. How does everybody get access to replay, by the way?
It'll be up on our website, getviral.com.
Okay.
And then if you registered, we're going to send a replay out.
Okay.
See if, hang on, I'm so close. Hang on. All right, here we go. So this may not wait for me to show this because for some reason I can't exit out of this guy's exit pop. Hang on. There we go. All right. So just forget all this over here. Let's take a look at this diagram. You have seeds, nets, and spears. So when you're marketing, most people start off in seeds, very heavily in financial advising, where it's word of mouth.
Right. Networking, friends, family, stuff like that.
You can make a great living just on that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
They're super high quality leads, but inconsistent. Generally inconsistent, right? So you start by planting seeds. You're a farmer. That's the methodology. So you want to grow. And you decide, well, there's really two ways I can go. I can do outbound, which is kind of cold calling, direct prospecting, sales development reps, start mailing out books, let's say 50 books a week to CEOs, calling and following up, setting the appointments. You have this outbound strategy, right? Spears. You're going to go hunt the buffalo.
Right.
All right. There it is. Go get them. The other opportunity is maybe you're more of a net person, a fisherman, where it's like, you know what? I'm going to put this marketing out there and get people to see me. It's going to cast a wide net. Then I'm going to catch a lot of things that I don't want, a lot of unqualified prospects. But there'll be some good stuff in there, and I'm fine with that because I'm not really a hunter, right? Mm-hmm. What I'm showing you here is that if your business is just seeds and more of your competitors are getting very good at the spears and the nets, you're competing against more and more of people doing this, especially with the marketing. That makes it easier for the consumer that maybe doesn't have a strong referral, to go online and to see a lot of your marketing that's done with the net, be like, you know what? I kind of trust this person a little more. I kind of spend time on their videos. This other financial advisor didn't make it very easy for me. I have to schlep over to a meeting and I only got 30 minutes. Whereas this other person, I can sit on my iPad and like watch their behavioral congruency. And if I trust them online a lot.
Right.
And the same thing with the spears. If you are doing outbound, someone's gonna be like, all right, man, I got your book, I got your stuff, I'll meet with you. But who is this guy? They're gonna research you online.
Yeah.
And those videos still show up in that blog and that presence to build some trust. And that's what this system does. It's going to help it is a good net strategy. It's going to help you stay in touch with your seeds for more referrals. And it's also going to help complement your spheres. It's like everything we're talking about is a catalyst really kind of for all three of these things. And really big businesses, you were saying like enterprise, like 10 million a year in revenue. Yeah. They're mastering all three parts of this.
They've got elements of that stuff going on one way or the other, right? There's some different things. And I think, Frank, you kind of hit the nail on the head, which is, my belief is the website is your storefront, right? And years ago in our space, first impression was when somebody came to your office building, they rode up the elevator, they opened the door, and they kind of, oh, this is what this person looks like, right? Whether it was from a referral, a CPA and attorney referral, center of influence, didn't matter. That was first impression. Now today, websites are first impressions, right? What goes on, so before the person even decides they want to go see your office and everything else, they're gonna Google you. That's what we all do. And how many of you Googled me? How many of you Googled Frank, right? Before you decide you want to go play, it's just human nature, right? So number one, these videos end up on a specific page on your website as part of your video blog. So that's going to give you credibility. But the other thing is it's going to help your search. It's going to help to what Frank's saying, your credibility. You can push these out on LinkedIn. There's a lot of different utilizations for them. And it just, I don't want to say the word legitimizes you because then that premise is you're illegitimate, which is not what I'm trying to say here. It just gives you more credibility.
It makes it easier for the consumer to figure out who you are.
It shortens the sales process. It shortens the influence process because you're putting something out there in social proof space. We're here in the United States, we can't use testimonials. We can't use, testimonial videos, letters, stuff like that. So we've got to create our own. If you think about it, we've got to create our own credibility. We cannot leverage third-party credibility, right? So this is a very powerful thing about video. It is the most powerful medium known.
Before we have holograms, might be 2 holograms a month, Joe.
Talk to me in 5 minutes. Talk to me in 5-10 years, brother. You never know.
Yeah. So let me walk the audience through maybe like what you do with these videos. So let's say you record your 2 to 3 minute educational videos. You're going to do a 36 touch plan. Let me walk you through what needs to be done. Obviously, we do this, but you can have your assistant do it. Hire it out. Let me just walk you through the process. Here's the recipe. So once a month, you schedule time to get interviewed to create 2 educational videos. And maybe at some point, you actually go on live on Facebook, but let's not get crazy right now. Let's keep going down. So you got to get it edited. So you got to make sure it looks nice. Get some nice editing, get a little animation package in there. Have someone edit it. Get a video editor. Then it needs to go on your YouTube channel. It needs to be optimized so people maybe are searching for what you're talking about. It shows up, which is what you do here. Best financial advisor. Let's say you want to optimize for that. You have the ranking. So it has to go on YouTube so people can find it. Then it would make sense that video goes on your blog. It goes on your website with a good title. It gets embedded there from YouTube with the call to actions. But someone needs to write an article. You should probably have an article going with it. Now, whether you write the article first, then you make the video, or you make the video, then they write the article, whatever's easiest for compliance. But there should probably be some writing that actually, is below the video. Then let's get out to your database. Load up all those contacts, put all those people in there, and let's send an email out saying, I got this really great new topic. I want you to click the link in this email to go back and watch it on my blog. Just add some reports. You want to put it on all the social media, and you can even put a little money into it. You can actually take your email list and upload it to Facebook and boost your videos out to them that way. So that's kind of a cool way of staying in touch. But why not turn to a podcast? Why not? You got your own podcast. How cool is that? Right? What we'll talk about here in a minute is you can actually track who watches it. And I can actually tell you who's clicking the links in the emails of who wants to engage and how you use that. I'll talk about this really briefly, but if you're building an audience of people that trust you, you can always bring guests in.
Right.
Have a guest on your show, have an advertiser. There's compliance issues with that and disclosure rules. That's why you have to keep it compliant. But it is possible to zero cost this by raising a little sponsor money if that's appropriate.
Yeah, it may not be in our space. That may be a bridge too far.
Yeah,
But I want to grab you for 30 seconds because this is important. This is the holy grail of real estate here, as far as I am concerned. If you can get on your client and your prospect's mobile device with content, this is where you want to be. And then some of you were in Fort Lauderdale with me in November when we did business planning. You heard me talk about this. The goal for every advisor is to have content on mobile devices of their clients and their core market. This is where you need to be. That's my comment.
Go ahead. Yeah, just last. Put on a postcard, mail it out. Easy peasy. And that's a system you can do residually. It's more about the consistency and the frequency than the creativity. That's the writer downer there.
Excellent.
And the money flows the differences, not similarities. You want to be the invited guest, not the pest, Joe.
Right. No, I agree with that 100%. And this, again, this is permission-based marketing. This is also traction marketing, right? Yeah. Where we go ahead and we've got to go and, we just, it's the wide net, folks. You cast the wide net. If you've got a couple thousand people that are on your board consuming your content, I guarantee, but I'll say it that way. There'll be a couple of people every month that are going to raise their hand and want to at least have a conversation with you.
Well, they will. Let's get to the last piece of the system. So, you've reconnected with your list, you're growing your list, you're sending out your 2 videos a month, your monthly postcard, they're being communicated with, they're being top of mind, you're positioning yourself as the expert, all good stuff. I think no one can really debate this. This is good stuff. Well, what do? You just wait back and you're spending the money on viral or whatever to hopefully people call you and hope people reach out to me? Or do you kind of proactively reach out to see if there's some opportunity? And the answer is proactively reaching out if you really want to build a consistent business. We all know that, all right? Anyone on this webinar knows that. But here's the deal. Wouldn't you like to know who took time out of their day to watch the video?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Your engagers. You want to know who your engagers are.
Well, there's an app. We use Emma. Emma is the email marketing service that we partner with at Viral. And you can actually download, their app is called Metric off the App Store. You actually see all the opens, all the clicks, all the data of the emails. And you can say, wow, all these people watch this. Darn, that's pretty sweet, right? Well, I would recommend reaching out to them with a simple script like this. Hey, Bob, maybe you don't really know who they are, kind of who they are, or whatever. Just reaching out. It's Frank, the financial advisor. I see you subscribe to my newsletter, my videos I send out. The only reason for my call, and you get back to your day. I just want to know if you have any questions about money or management. I'm really good at that stuff, and I kind of have some insights to maybe save you money, whatever the script is for the type of.
Right, and you can also do and if you don't want to do a phone call, you can do an email too.
You know what? You can also send them an email. Let me show the audience something really quick.
Yeah.
Check out Use Loom. You can actually record a simple personal video right from your Gmail account, and boom, send them a quick video. It's a cool little service to record quick videos if anyone's interested in that. And a good way to get started on video for free if you want to give it a shot. But yeah, you just reach out to them.
Yeah.
You see if there's a conversation there. And a good excuse is to see if they have any additional questions or to invite them to an event. The key language in that is I see you subscribe, not I see you clicked and watched the video.
Right.
And that's the system. That's the marketing plan. That's the marketing plan of, for 10 years, we've been implementing it Viral for professionals, many in real estate. You'll see a lot of real estate examples, but in financial advising too, if we can work with compliance, and you want to put a good, solid marketing system in place to all the benefits we talked about today, that's what we're available to do. Up on our website, you can go check us out. It's getviral.com. We work with Joe, some of his clients. And there's a build fee and a monthly, and the build fee has a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not happy working with us and you don't like us for any reason, whatever, just give us a call, get all your money back. So I would invite everyone to a strategy call, which you can request on the website if you're interested. But with that, what other things does the audience want to know, Joe? Feel free to ask your questions, guys, over here in the chat.
Yeah, so while we're waiting on that, so just so we're all clear, so next step for everybody who's interested, again, not committed yet, but interested, strategy call, right? Strategy call.
Go to the website. Yeah.
Do the strategy call, and then what we'd have to do, depending on your firm, is run up the firm flagpole, right? See if they're gonna and look, this is early adopter stuff. So let's cut to the chase here. A lot of this is early adopter stuff. So We may have to position it as a beta with some of the compliance people as a test, stuff like that. But let me say this: I've got clients at Raymond James, New York Life. I don't know. I know Howard talked about Wells Fargo. I don't know about Wells, and I'm not sure if it's FineNet or PCG. How that rolls. So I think it's always going to be a case by case basis, quite frankly. But I will say this: that, and we all know this by who's here. What was not allowed last year is now allowed this year, and what's not allowed now will probably be allowed in 6 months. So again, we're always kind of pulling up the rear in terms of innovation because of compliance, but we eventually pull it up, And I remember, look, I remember, a couple of years ago, nobody was allowed to do Facebook ads. Now most advisors, even at wirehouses, can do Facebook ads, right? And boost posts and do certain things like that on a Facebook business page. So this goes really well in alignment with that to really get engagement. And look, and I've got clients that do the videos, that do the boost the Facebook post, that then get engagement back around, right? Because we have that little offer in there, that little, fit call, free 20-minute, 30-minute phone call, nice little soft offer. And we just get people to raise their hand. That's that. It's either, here are the options. Do nothing, right? And don't expect any change. Number two, you could and I'll say the easy way, and it's easy. Go to like an FMG suite, a text library system, Montoya, and go buy their and it's all compliance approved, third party. It's all garbage. It's got nothing to do with you. It's just here, and you can flood LinkedIn and Facebook with all that crap, quite frankly. Yeah. Or you can say, you know what? I'm gonna put some energy, some effort, some budget, and I'm gonna become unique. And I'm going to tell a quick story of one of my clients. She's in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 years ago, in a mastermind meeting, she wanted to work, and she works at New York Life, so it's highly compliant. And she, she was trying to work with everybody. And one of the participants said, "What is your target market?" And she goes, "Women, business owners, executives, professionals." Done. So my challenge to her was, go dominate that. Go be the Susie Orman of women professionals in Atlanta, Georgia. And she went, got the videos approved, ran it up to Flagpole, NYL. And if you look at her business today, 2 years later, 50% of her new clients come from people that have engaged her socially, who now come up. And then the other half are referrals from clients who take the content and funnel it out and pass it along to their networks, which is a form of endorsement, which we cannot get in our industry. So, go ahead.
That's good stuff, man. Great.
Okay, I thought you had something you want to add.
Sorry. No, I got nothing else. I just want to add as a question here. Any examples from Wells doing this? I guess that's Wells Fargo?
Yes, Wells Fargo. Yeah, so Howard, Howard, by the way, dude, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your wife's doing well. I know him.
We don't at Viral.
Yeah. So you don't know about Viral. So Howard, I think this is a great opportunity for you to step up and be the pioneer. Go have the strategy session, and let's see about getting this approved. Let's see about getting this approved at Wells, right?
And we will work and help explain this to them, so we can really show them examples of how it is compliant. I believe something about like FINRA approved client.
Yes.
Sometimes people want,
It's kind of important stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Good. See, I'm learning. This is why I got you. We're paying attention. You couldn't hire an employee for what we charge that would have this engagement.
No, not even a virtual assistant. Don O'Connor. Hey, Don, nice to see you. Hope everything's good in Connecticut.
Yeah. Don asked, "What's our website? How do we contact you?"
Yeah, he said, he's asking you because your offer, not my offer. So go ahead.
Well, for those who don't know Joe, tell them about you, Joe. And by the way, here's my website. This is Viral Marketing. We got 60 employees, man. We're a big firm. We've been doing this for about 10 years. We made the Inc. 5000. You go to getviral.com, GETVY.
Yeah.
The Y is for you, Joe.
Right.
That's right. GETVYRAL. You get the marketing plan. We actually discussed this specific marketing plan today. We went over these 4 things. So this has all been covered already, so we're on message. And you can check out how it works and what we do with the build fee and the monthly. We would love to work with you to figure out how to make this compliant and do it at Wells Fargo. Gosh, if we do it at Wells Fargo, it'll probably work anywhere, with compliance purposes. Yeah. So how to reach out to us. Thank you. And the same thing with you, Don. Appreciate you.
Good. And look, I think everybody, I'm seeing who's here, and I think I know pretty much almost everybody here, which is pretty cool. So it's always kind of nice to have the tribe show up, if you will.
You got a good tribe, man.
I see Lori's here, and she does a great job of videos now, so that's really good. So unless you got something else, people's time is money for everybody,
No,
right?
man, time is money. We promised them 1 hour. We're all done. You can reach out to us. We're here. I'm in San Diego. Our main office is based out of Omaha, Nebraska. Joe, thank you so much for your time today. We'll send this out to everybody on our end who's in financial advising. Keep up the good work, man. And thank you for the advice and the guidance. We really appreciate you.
Thanks. Frank, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. And for everybody else, happy 2019. Let's go get them. See you soon.
See you guys.